A once prosperous family living in the city suddenly found themselves going through a rough patch. Money stopped flowing in, work began to fall apart, and the entire atmosphere in the house felt heavy, almost like all their good fortune had been sucked away. They checked everything, but couldn't figure out what was wrong. That is, until a Feng Shui expert came in and stopped right in front of a snake plant sitting in the hallway. He said one sentence that left the whole family in shock. "This plant is blocking the flow of wealth energy into your home." Even more concerning is that many families are unknowingly making the exact same mistake, accidentally letting their good fortune slip away without even realizing it. In Feng Shui, the snake plant is considered a powerful plant. It carries a sharp, straightforward energy that can help ward off negative vibes and purify the space. However, because of this sword-like nature, placing it in the wrong spot can actually create a harsh, rigid energy that unintentionally blocks the flow of positive energy, especially the energy of wealth, which needs to move freely and harmoniously to enter the home. Most people have no idea that the way they've positioned their snake plant is throwing off the balance in their space. When the energy becomes stiff and disconnected, money has a harder time flowing in. Financial plans hit more obstacles, and the overall vibe of the home starts to feel off. These changes happen quietly. They do not cause immediate problems, but over time, they weaken the home's energy in ways that are hard to trace back. That is why, in today's video, we are going to take a clear look at the most common mistakes people make when growing and placing a snake plant. These may seem like small mistakes, but they can shift the entire energy of the home without the homeowner ever realizing it. Before we get started, leave a comment below to activate some positive energy for your home. My family is opening the doors to welcome prosperity. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video where every story reveals a hidden Feng Shui secret that could be silently shaping the energy of your home. Now, let us dive deeper into the common mistakes when growing and placing a snake plant that may be silently blocking your family's financial energy without anyone realizing it. Mistake number 1. Placing a snake plant in the north or northeast corner of the house. In Feng Shui, the north and northeast areas of a home are believed to shape clarity and direction for the homeowner. These are spaces that need to feel soft, open, and fluid, so that the energy supporting mental clarity, emotional stability, and decision-making can move freely and naturally. However, when a snake plant, known for its tall, sharp shape and strong energy, is placed in either of these areas, that soft flow is immediately disrupted. The energy that is supposed to move gently gets split, becoming rigid, disjointed, and less harmonious. This kind of disruption may not cause immediate chaos, but it directly affects the quality of the space. What should be a clear, light, and focused area starts to feel heavy, dense, and lacking in natural flow. When the energy in the north and northeast stops moving smoothly, the first impact is often felt in the mind and focus of the people living there. Thoughts become scattered, mental clarity weakens, and once clear plans begin to feel tangled and confusing. The homeowner might feel like they are working hard, but not getting results. Ideas arrive later than usual, or everything just feels stuck without any obvious reason. Opportunities still come, but it feels harder to grab onto them. Decisions become less confident, and work seems to slow down for no clear reason. This kind of imbalance creeps in silently, attaching itself to small everyday moments, slowly draining the home's energy without anyone noticing when or how it started. Over time, these subtle shifts become more noticeable through small but repeated patterns. Important documents mysteriously go missing right when they are needed. Appointments get rescheduled even though they were set firmly. Or a strange, heavy feeling appears every time someone walks through the north or northeast area of the home. Some people even report that this space feels oddly lifeless, even when the lights are on, like the energy in the room has dimmed somehow. These are not strange, unexplainable events. They are signs that the energy in this area has lost its essential balance. When a space becomes out of sync, the mental and financial energies tied to thinking, direction, and emotional stability are also affected, leading to prolonged stagnation that is difficult to trace back to its source. Mistake number 2. Placing a snake plant near the entrance or at the end of a hallway. The entrance and the start of the hallway are considered the most important transitional points in any home. This is where energy first begins to flow and spread throughout the living space. In these areas, open flow and smooth movement of energy are key to creating a harmonious feeling in the house. When a snake plant, tall, sharp, and naturally blocking in form, is placed right where this energy needs to flow, it immediately shifts the space. The energy, which is trying to move into the home smoothly, is forced to slow down, bounce back, or split in a different direction. What should have been soft and fluid now becomes broken and heavy. This shift is not something you can always see, but it creates an odd feeling the moment you walk through the door, like the space has lost a piece of its natural liveliness. Once the energy in the entryway or hallway gets interrupted, the emotional and mental well-being of the family starts to change, little by little. People begin to feel more emotionally burdened than usual. Family routines lose their spark. The energy feels lower overall. Daily activities that used to go smoothly now feel slower. Tasks that require energy and flexibility feel out of rhythm, and it becomes harder to feel ready to start the day, even when there is no clear reason for it. Some families describe it as if there is a thin, invisible layer of air slowing everything down, draining the house of its usual spark and vitality. This is not a loud or dramatic change, but a gentle and lasting reduction in momentum that grows stronger over time. The most visible signs of this are small but consistent shifts in the space. The entryway or hallway might appear darker even though the lighting hasn't changed. The air there might feel strangely heavy, and sometimes people find themselves hurrying through that area rather than stopping or lingering. On some days, even with no air conditioner or fan on, the entryway feels unusually cold or dry. Some homeowners even notice that guests tend to pause at the front door for a few extra seconds, as if something is making them hesitate before stepping inside. These are all signs that the energy at the entrance is no longer flowing the way it is meant to, breaking the natural role it plays in maintaining harmony throughout the home. Mistake number 3. Placing a snake plant near too many electronic devices. In many homes, areas filled with electronics, like where the computer, television, router, speakers, or audio systems are located, tend to have the highest level of energetic activity. Electrical waves, heat, and micro vibrations from these devices are constantly moving, making the energy field in these zones more sensitive than usual. When a snake plant, with its strong, focused, upright energy, is placed in these areas, the mix of two very different energy types creates an unstable field. A space that should support clear thinking and smooth workflow starts to feel heavy, as though surrounded by an invisible energetic tension. Over time, this chaotic energy zone directly affects the minds and focus of the people living in the house. It becomes harder to find a steady rhythm. People struggle to work deeply or think clearly. The mind jumps around, and it is difficult to stay mentally connected to important tasks. There are moments when everything seems one step slower, ideas become fragmented, and simple tasks take longer than they should. A common feeling of being out of sync shows up, without any clear cause. Some people even report a mild but ongoing fatigue when sitting in this zone, as though their minds are working harder to push through the background interference. The most noticeable signs do not always come from people, but from the environment itself. The air near these electronics and the snake plant often feels unusually warm, even if the rest of the room stays at a normal temperature. The atmosphere may seem thick and lacking in fresh flow. Sometimes, the space feels absolutely silent, but in a way that creates subtle tension. Some devices may behave strangely, flickering signals, unstable connections, or brief interruptions, all of which highlight the imbalance in the space. While sitting in this area, the homeowner may find it hard to stay calm. They may become more easily irritated or distracted by small things that never used to matter. All of this reflects an uneven energy field, where the interaction between the snake plant and the electronic devices has erased the stillness and balance that a workspace needs most. Mistake number 4. Caring for the plant with a negative emotional state. Taking care of a snake plant may seem like a simple task, but it can become a subtle source of energetic influence that many families overlook. Every time you water the plant, wipe its leaves, or adjust its position, your mental and emotional state is woven into those small movements. When your mind is stressed, worried, or tired, those invisible vibrations are recorded into the surrounding space through the atmosphere, the energy patterns, and the general vibe. Because snake plants have a sharp, upright, and intense structure, they are especially sensitive to changes in energy. They can easily become a focal point for unbalanced emotions if they are regularly cared for in a negative mindset. When this kind of emotional imbalance happens repeatedly, the area around the snake plant begins to show subtle changes that are not immediately visible. The room might feel denser at certain times of day. The homeowner's concentration may weaken without any clear reason. Daily tasks or routines slow down in ways that are hard to explain. Simple plans suddenly take more time to finish. Clear ideas start breaking apart, and mentally people fall into a foggy, half-alert state. This kind of effect does not cause big disruptions, but it slowly makes each day feel heavier and less comfortable, like the space has lost the brightness and lightness it once had. Looking more closely, the signs show up in small details. The snake plant may still look healthy, but at certain times it lacks that fresh, vibrant feel. The corner where the plant sits might feel so still that it seems slightly cold, even though the room is sealed off from drafts. And sometimes, while walking past that spot, you may feel a brief hesitation in your step without knowing why. Some homeowners even notice that conversations near the snake plant tend to slow down. There is less excitement in the air. People lose their rhythm more easily. These are not mystical or superstitious phenomena. They are real indicators that the space has absorbed too much emotional turbulence during moments of care. This throws off the natural balance of the room and creates a lasting influence on the spirit, daily rhythm, and peaceful feeling within the home. In reality, simply placing your snake plant in the right spot can completely reverse everything, bringing peace, good fortune, and even attracting wealth into your home. Step 1. Place the snake plant in a suitable space. When you want to reposition your snake plant to help your home feel more grounded and breathable, it is not just about finding an empty corner. It is about recognizing where the plant truly belongs, where the space matches the plant's nature. The snake plant grows tall, sharp, and upward, like a strong current of energy. But at its core, it thrives in a place with a slow and gentle rhythm that can balance out that assertive energy. Once the plant is moved to a more calming area, you will immediately notice a shift. The tension in the room starts to melt away. The air feels warmer, and the space begins to offer a kind of comfort you may have never noticed before. Placing the plant correctly is like retuning a note that was out of sync. And once that note aligns with the rest of the melody, the harmony of the entire house falls into balance. This is a subtle transformation, but one that quietly influences the mood and daily life of your entire family. Still corners, such as a meditation area, reading nook, or a quiet space in the living room, are the best places for the snake plant to express its natural stabilizing power. In these locations, the plant is not overwhelmed by constant movement, noise, or energetic shifts. Instead, it is allowed to hold a steady rhythm, unshaken. When you place the plant in such a spot, you will notice that the space around it seems to gain depth. Your eyes slow down. The air feels thicker in a gentle way, and your mind naturally settles. These peaceful corners do not just help the plant thrive. They also give the people living in the home a sense of being grounded. It is like creating a quiet breath of space for yourself within a busy life. And this natural harmony makes the room feel comforting in a way that does not need to be explained with theory. If the plant's corner receives some soft, indirect sunlight from a nearby window, that harmony becomes nearly complete. The gentle light helps the leaves stay vibrant, rich in color, and filled with natural moisture, allowing the plant to continue purifying the air steadily. This kind of light is not harsh on the eyes. Instead, it softly illuminates the room, spreading out lightly and giving the space a fresh and pure feeling. When light, stillness, and the solid presence of the plant come together, that area becomes an anchor point for the entire house, a place that brings mental clarity, emotional calm, and deeper focus. This harmony does not make the plant lucky. Rather, it allows you to live in a space that is truly balanced, something everyone wants, but rarely stops to notice. Step 2. Care for the plant with a positive mindset. When you water the plant or touch its leaves with a peaceful attitude, slow breathing, and no rush, the space around the plant immediately begins to shift in the most natural way. Water poured in calmness helps the room settle. Moving slowly while caring for the plant creates a natural pause for the mind, allowing both you and the space to slow down together. Snake plants are strong by nature, but they respond beautifully to gentleness. So, every time you water it with a calm mind, it is like softening the sharper edges of the energy in the room. As you care for the plant, if you silently think a positive affirmation, not even saying it out loud, you create a subtle moment of connection. Simple thoughts like, "This home is always peaceful," or "Things are steadily getting better," help you reset your inner balance. They also turn the act of plant care into a mini meditation break during your day. These gentle intentions are not meant to magically change your fate. They are meant to shift your mindset. And when your mindset changes, the way you see and feel your space naturally becomes lighter. The snake plant does not absorb energy in a mystical way. It simply reflects the rhythm and intention with which you care for it. When your mood and the presence of the plant align in those moments, the room effortlessly regains its balance. You do not even need to rearrange anything. The plant's steady, grounded frequency blends with your gentle thoughts to create a soft energy field, easing tension and soothing the heavy corners of the space. This is the kind of everyday harmony between people and the living things around them. Like the feeling you get when you walk into a room that has been lovingly tended to. You instantly feel at ease. There is no ritual required, no extreme belief needed. Just care for the plant with good energy, and your home will gradually realign itself in the most natural way. Step 3. Cleanse the energy of the plant. Cleansing the energy of a snake plant starts with the smallest actions, one of which is gently wiping each leaf with a damp cloth. A plant's leaves are like surfaces that collect the breath of the room. Dust, stale air, and the heaviness of long days all quietly settle there. As you slowly wipe the leaves, your movements become a soft gesture of release, clearing away the tiredness the plant has held onto. The leaves become glossier, smoother, and more vibrant. And in that moment, you may feel that the entire room shifts with it. The air clears, your gaze becomes more open, and it feels as if you have just refreshed a small corner of your home with one simple, caring act. Once you have helped the plant return to a clean state, you can place a small bowl of coarse salt behind the pot for about 24 hours. This helps restore balance to the surrounding space in a very natural way. Salt not only absorbs moisture, but also gathers up the invisible heaviness that may have built up around the plant, especially after busy or emotionally intense days. While the salt sits in the space, it acts like a quiet keeper of excess energy, restoring a sense of dryness, lightness, and tidiness. When you remove the salt bowl, you might notice that the air around the plant feels fresher, your footsteps lighter, and the corner of the room no longer feels so weighed down. To complete the cleansing, simply open a window for a few minutes. Letting in fresh air helps carry away the old energy. Even the slightest breeze is enough to create a delicate change. Fine dust floats away, the room's humidity resets, and a fresh breath of life re-enters the space. When you see the snake plant standing in the soft light, touched by that gentle wind, the connection between the plant and the room becomes so clear. The air is clean, the corner is brighter, and the home's energy feels so light that you too begin to breathe easier. After completing all 3 steps, wiping the leaves, using salt, and letting in the wind, the snake plant will not only look more beautiful, but it will also become a steady focal point in the room. It becomes a reflection of clarity and balance in your home, without needing any belief or ritual to support it. Finally, once the snake plant is back in the right place and the energy around it has cleared, you will begin to feel a real shift throughout the entire house. It is not a loud or sudden change, but a slow, steady movement. The atmosphere becomes calmer, the mind finds it easier to focus, and the daily rhythm of your family life starts to feel more in sync than before. A plant that once accidentally caused heaviness now becomes a stabilizing force, helping your home regain the balance it had been missing for far too long. Sometimes, a small adjustment in your space can open the door to major changes in your emotions and energy. When the energy in your home begins to flow freely, situations that once felt stuck start to find their way forward. And as the homeowner, you begin to feel lighter and more at ease in every part of your daily life. Feng Shui is not a mystical promise. It is the art of observing harmony. A single plant placed in the right spot can become the key to restoring peace and balance to your entire home. Before you go, leave a comment down below to activate some positive energy. Wealth is opening its doors and coming to my family. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button to continue discovering the hidden Feng Shui secrets that will help turn your home into a space of peace, abundance, and solid support for every step your family takes. Wishing you peace, clarity, and ease in all the days ahead.